Trump's 2020 campaign, a traditional operation with a wild card candidate. Washington U on a former trading floor in an office tower in Rosslyn, Virginia, with sweeping views of the Potomac River, the Trump 2020 campaign is settling in. It is a long way from Mr. Trump's first presidential race, which came together in the summer of 2015 and was run as a taped-together operation, with a few desks strewn across an unfinished floor of Trump Tower. But one thing is missing from the high-powered but traditional campaign operation underway in Rosslyn: a candidate who abides by tradition. In a speech to a conservative group this month, as Mr. Trump described what he had in mind, he made a point of recounting how I got elected, by being off-script, adding, "If we don't go off-script, our country is in big trouble, folks." And we won a lot, he said, after explaining where crooked Hillary Clinton went wrong. We won 300. Mr. Trump has made it clear that he wants to run on the same anti-immigration, anti-Islam, fear-mongering tropes that lifted him to victory in 2016, denouncing old enemies like Mrs. Clinton and adding new ones, even as his aides try to emphasize his accomplishments in office like the economy and the rout of the Islamic State. Advisors say as the campaign tries to build a traditional re-election operation, which officials often compare to President George W. Bush's 2004 race, the tension may build between campaign officials and Mr. Trump, who trusts his gut above all else. President Trump has always had his finger on the pulse of the nation, and he understands what it is that the American people want, and that is why he won in 2016, and that has not changed, said David Bossie, a former campaign advisor who, alongside the former campaign manager Corey Lewandowski, attended the rally with Mr. Trump on Thursday night. He is his best incumbent. Presidents running for re-election always come with built-in advantages: money, time, the stature of the office, and the opportunity to define the terms of the race, while an inchoate field of opponents fight among one another. The Trump campaign is building an organization aimed at capitalizing on all of those advantages, crafting a conventional structure around a candidate whose nature is to buck against it. There are lots of but the wild card is Mr. Trump himself. It's easy to build a beautiful operation, said Robbie Mook, the campaign manager for Hillary Clinton's 2016 race. The message becomes, for now, the Trump campaign is focused on giving its candidate the infrastructure for success and, as the race is in its early stages, giving him the room he craves to dictate his own script. Mr. Trump is focused on vengeance after the end of the investigation led by the special counsel, Robert S. Mueller III, and his campaign aides are indulging him, attacking the Democrats who have sought to investigate him and the reporters who have written about it. Mr. Trump. Privately, some Trump advisors acknowledge those attacks may have a shelf life, and that they are deploying them in part to blunt questions about Mr. Trump's own credibility. But aides say that Mr. Trump always needs a foil, and without the Mueller investigation to swing it, and no clear Democratic challenger likely to emerge for months, the press is his stand-in. In addition to the challenges posed by Mr. Trump's preference for fights and distractions, the campaign faces headwinds that he did not as a first-time candidate. Democrats to staff the campaign, advisors have brought in a mix of new hires and veterans of the 2016 effort. Brad Parscale, the polling team is expected to look similar to the one from 2016. It is likely to be former senior White House officials like Bill Stepien, who left recently as political director, and Justin Clark, who headed up the White House's Office of Intergovernmental Affairs, have joined the campaign. The campaign has also been hosting orientation days at its headquarters to train regional political directors and a group it has branded Trump Neighborhood Team Leaders. Next week, Mr. Stepien, meanwhile, has been focused on the delegate selection process and state chairman races in places like Massachusetts, Florida, and Maine, to ensure that the Republican National Convention next year will be an uninterrupted celebration of the president. Mr. Trump's the spending rate has concerned some outside allies, who have raised questions about the extensive digital investment so early in the campaign. the billionaire Todd, and the campaign has been focused on tying all of the potential Democratic 2020 nominees to the most progressive names in the party, branding them all as socialists whose views are too far to the left for general election voters. Mr. Parscale, in an interview with Sean Hannity, the Fox News host, on Wednesday night, Mr. Trump acknowledged that advice was setting in. "I don't want to speak, but when it comes to telling a compelling story to the public, Mr. Trump will be running his own show," and campaign aides acknowledge that they are only taking cues from the president. There is also another factor at play, which is how much of his time Mr. Trump is willing to give them. After 2 years in office, Mr. Trump, 72, is tired, aides said. The unstoppable
Raindrop, drip, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.